Hello gang, it's Wednesday the 23rd of March 2016. A complaint was received. Well, we're shaking a bit today, aren't we? The reason a picture shakes is because the camera is on a roll of tape, which is on a stack of CDs, which is on a long plank of wood, which is on a desk, which is attached to the floor. And when I bounce, so does the picture. Now, I have already tried to rig up something that will make it hang from the ceiling. Here are the two bits of wire. But that didn't work either. Now, the reason it didn't work, every time I put the camera on there, it would tilt one way or the other. And I can't work it out. I'm not someone who's very good at DIY, I'm afraid. But we'll get to that. I do have a bracket attached to the wall over there, and I think what I'm going to do is get a piece of wood and try attaching that to that and see how that goes. But I think because the wall is attached to the floor, that's going to probably do the same problem. It might be a bit better, so we're going to try that as well. So that's why it's, look at these bits of wire hanging from the ceiling. What I had these bits of wire. Let me see if I can find the other thing. Where is it now? And I had like a plastic little box that I found laying around. I don't know where it is now. I don't know where that's gone. Oh, there it is. What I had done was attach these wires to this like this, right? Oh, hang on. Like that, and it was flat. But of course, as soon as I put the phone on, it would tilt forward. Get a man. I know what you're shouting at me. Get a man in to do the job, aren't you? Anyway, so there was a complaint last night from Stacey that we forgot her birthday on Tuesday, and I said, "Well, I didn't know it was your birthday." Well, do you know what she said? She said, "Well, you should be going through the Facebook things." Well, you think I've got time to sit here going through everyone's Facebook to see if they're their bloody birthday or not? What a cheat! I mean, you may have a lot of time sitting at home doing nothing all day long, dear. I've got things to do. Gardening to do, swimming, cooking, hoovering. I hoovered the house yesterday. First time in 2 weeks. It didn't half look different. So please, if you're going to have a birthday, don't rely on me just happening to spot it on Facebook. You must let me know, a little message or something. Perhaps a few days, even just the day before, then I'll pick it up like a direct message to me, and then I can wish you happy birthday, Stacey. I've got a good mind not to bother bloody singing it now, because we're too late now. We're too late now. So why should I sing it now? Eh? Why should I sing it now? Because I'm kind to you, darling. Here we go. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stacey. Happy birthday to you. There you are, darling. All right, Stacey, I know it's a few days late, but better late than never, isn't it, darling? Better late than never. There is another birthday as well. Same pub, actually. These two people, it's birthdays, and they both go to the Golden Lion. Ian Sharp. It's his birthday today, actually. And today, Ian Sharp is 716 years old. He's the only person I know that has... that picture's really shaking today, isn't it? Oh, I'll try not to move. I'm gonna be like this, like I've had loads of Botox. I'll try not to move. No, it's still shaking. Hang on, if I take... No. Do you know that is really shaking? I can see it shaking. I'm sorry. I'll get on with it. Ian Sharp is 716 years old today. He's the only person I know who has received seven boys and girls, each for one of his 100 years, telegrams from the Queen. And he comes and sings every Tuesday night and is a good soul, he is. Ian, happy birthday, sir. Here's another one. Look, twice in a day, dear. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ian. Happy birthday to you. All right? Many happy returns to you as well, Ian, for your birthday today. Nice to see you all singing last night. A few songs at the old karaoke. Very good last night, I have to say, at the Golden Lion. That's the one in Camden. I do karaoke at the Golden Lion in Royal College Street, Camden, every Tuesday night between 9 p.m. and 12 midnight. Really good night last night. Jess was there behind the bar, and Christina as well, serving me, both serving tea and biscuits. Very nice indeed. And I also, a very, very old friend of mine, Sharon Stones, who I haven't seen for about 20 years. And she used to be a customer in the Black Cat where I DJ for I was there 18 years, that's a really good gig. 18 years in the same place. Sadly, the place is now closed. And people are trying to get it reopened again, but we don't know what's going to happen. You can only wish people the best of luck doing that. And I do give them a little bit of support with likes and things and all that on their Facebook things. So good luck for that. But yeah, Sharon I haven't seen for 20 years, and she came in last night specifically to see me on her own. And lots of time has passed. But, you know, it was one of those, she's one of those people that she walks in, and I started talking to her, and it was as if I'd only seen her yesterday. It's amazing. We're both now in our 50s. We knew each other when we were, I think, probably late 20s, very early 30s. I would say late 20s, actually. And it's like time hadn't passed, you know? And you know, when that happens and someone comes in after such a long time, I think that's just wonderful. It really is. And I'm so pleased to have seen Sharon. And hopefully we're going to keep in contact. And she's got a daughter now, Paris, which is just blooming marvellous. And me and Sharon, we had some wild nights in the Black Cat. We really did. The old drinking, the dancing all night long, weren't we, Sharon? We had some fantastic times. They really were a big part of my life, the Black Cat. And Sharon was part of that as well. So lovely, lovely to see you, Sharon. She started watching one of these shows as well. And she sang the same two songs as she used to sing all those years ago. D-I-V-O-R-C-E. My D-O-V-O. She sang it better than I did. And also Rose Garden. You know that one? I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. So lovely, lovely to see you there, Sharon. All right? And stay in touch. Now, today for my dinner, I did notice after I opened there were 3 left packet of Aldi wholemeal rolls. I had a couple of, I had 2 left, and one of them I'm just about to put it in the oven to warm up because I like to have a nice wholemeal roll with olive oil on the top. And I noticed there were some spores on there, boys and girls. There were spores on my bread. Spores, dear, mould. So I threw that one away. But the other one, fortunately, did not have any spores on it. So I gave it a quick brush off, just in case there was anything growing on them, and straight in the oven for, you know, for a little bit of heat to warm it up to have some olive oil. So I think that's all right. I told my mate Ron that I'd put the other one in the oven. He said, you should have chucked them both away. There wasn't any mould on that one, dear. Only the one I chucked away, and the birds were pleased to eat that anyway. I always try and feed the wildlife round here, Ronnie. I really do, which is why you get a meal round here set now and again. Okay? Nothing wrong with a mouldy roll. And today I have finished testing. I have finished testing, boys and girls, my experience with the 3 telephone network. If you're a regular viewer to the show, you will know that I've been on EE. But since doing the Facebook live shows from the various places where we do live karaoke now on Facebook. 3 or 4 times a week now. Okay, you can always watch that. You'll need to follow me on Facebook to get the notifications for that, okay? Facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK is my one on there. And you can always see whatever I'm broadcasting. We do it live. And when the live show's finished, the thing stays on there as a recording, okay? So you can watch yourself back if you were singing out there or something like that. Anyway, EE were unable to give me unlimited data for the price I wanted to pay. The 3 network they're doing unlimited data, unlimited minutes for chatting, and unlimited text for 30 quid a month. Okay, EE cannot give me unlimited data. The maximum they can give me is 16 gig, and that costs £37 a month, which is considerably expensive. That's an extra £100 over the year, which is quite a lot of money. You know, I think it's quite a lot of money. So I finished my testing, and it's all gone very well. So I've started the process now of changing over my EE number to 3. And I've been quite good. I've managed to do it all online. It wasn't as hard as I thought. I needed a pack code. And I spoke to the bloke at EE who tried to get me to stay with them, but they can't offer me the same deal. You know, so what's the point? And I've been with them for so long, EE. And I've got to say, the service has always been... I've been with them about 20 years. The service has always been good from them. I've never, ever had a problem with EE. Quite contrary to the experience I had with 3 about 20 years ago. However, and I swore then I'd never go back to them again. However, 20 years has passed, and I'm going to give it a go. And the experience I've had this week has been very good, although I haven't actually had to call anyone or anything. So hopefully it'll be better now, you know, and fingers crossed. So I'm now changing over phones. So if you're one of those people with one of my mobile phone numbers, you may, for a few days, I'll let you know when it's all completed, you may have a few bit of trouble getting hold of me. If you do, good idea perhaps instead to send me perhaps a Facebook direct message, or maybe give us an email, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, until all the commotion's finished and we've all changed over and it's all been done. All right, my darlings, and we'll see how that goes. So I had to have my pack code and all that business. Now, you remember we were talking about diets? I've managed to get 2 weeks out of this story. These are myths, boys and girls. That other bit of paper now. These are diet myths. Diet myths that you cannot afford to believe. We're getting to the end of this now. We've got 4 more myths to do. So if you've ever been on a diet and you heard these myths, here's the truth. This comes from the Daily Mail. Myth: before you diet, you must set realistic weight goals. This is another one of those very popular beliefs which simply isn't supported by science. In one study, researchers asked nearly 2,000 overweight men. I'm one of those. Well, I'm not one of those 2,000, but I'm about overweight by about 1.5 stone. About 1.5 stone. See, it depends on the scales there. The scales here at home tell me that I'm 13 stone. Now, it's not going up anymore. It goes up a bit or down a bit. It's at 13 stone, okay? The scales in the gym tell me I'm 13.5. So I don't know which one's to believe. It said they followed these 2,000 people who set themselves goals and found that women who had a less realistic thing, so greater, you know, say you're 1.5 stone over, say you're 1 stone overweight, and you say, right, I want to lose 2 stone. That might be a bit unrealistic, you know. You got to choose something that you think you can get to and not overstretch it. It says it was better to set a big goal rather than say I'll try and lose a few pounds. That's what it says here. For men, there was no link one way or the other between how realistic their goals were and how much weight they lost. I'd like to lose about 1.5 stone, really. Myth: following a low-fat diet is a good way to shed pounds. Now, I've done this. It says, go on a long-fat diet has been the advice of dietitians and doctors for the last half a century, despite remarkable little evidence to show that such regimes are effective. It says the Women's Health Initiative was a massive study. Approximately 49,000 women were randomly allocated either a low-fat diet or a control group. That is, a control group, you stick to exactly what you're doing. At the end of 8 years, those on a low-fat diet were just 0.88 of a pound, so about a pound lighter than a control group. And that's nothing, is it? That's nothing. And there was no difference in rates of heart disease or cancer. So what should you eat, it says? Now this says, choose a Mediterranean diet rich in fruit and vegetables, but also olive oil, nuts and the occasional glass of red wine. Hey, Sharon, you'll be happy with that, my darling. A little bit of red wine, wouldn't you? Okay? Myth: eating breakfast helps you avoid putting on weight. No, it doesn't. We're often told eating a good breakfast is a simple way to control weight. The warning is, if you skip it, then you'll get hungry later. Eating breakfast revs up your metabolism, preparing you for the day. Researchers tested 300 overweight volunteers and asked some to skip breakfast and some to eat breakfast. They weighed the volunteers beforehand, and 16 weeks later, the breakfast skippers, those that didn't have breakfast, who had made themselves eat breakfast, lost an average of 1.6 pounds, while the breakfast eaters, who had almost identical amount, an average of 1.56 pounds. So yes, a tiny amount, but not really worth talking about. So here it says, you know, if you want to skip breakfast, skip it, but it's not going to make much difference. Okay, so remember that one. So that's it. And the final one, myth. Juicing is a good way of losing weight. But there it says there's a lot of sugar in juice. When you think about it, I suppose. Yeah, but that's the last one, by the way. You know, when you eat an orange, you only eat one orange, don't you? When you juice oranges, there could be 2 or 3 of them in there. That's the thing. So you eat even more by juicing it. So people are going mad on these bloody juices. And what is that thing? NutriBullet? Where you chuck all that old stuff in there and mash it all up and drink it. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Give me a plate of carrots and peas any day. I don't want them stuck in the juicer. Have a lovely Wednesday, all right? It's quiz night tonight, Wednesday night at the King's Head Theatre Bar in Upper Street in Islington. I'll be hosting the quiz there, and indeed every Wednesday except next week between 8:30 and 10:30. Islington in London, all right? 8:30. Might see you there. If not, have a nice Wednesday. Did I say Wednesday? Yes, every Wednesday. Ta-ta.